Okay, so I'm not a teacher here. So consider me more as your classmate than your teacher. So I'm not showing you. God, I should have started with saying hi. Okay, hi, hello, and this is anatomy video. This is human anatomy video. This is human anatomy for artists video. Human anatomy for artists, figure drawing, full size. God, that is hard. But yes, so I'm doing this video just to show you how I do things. So consider us all in classroom where you and I need to do the same task, and I'm just showing you how I'm doing this. I honestly don't think that you need all this disclaimer thing, but just in case I don't know how to do right, I'm not in any art school or I don't take any classes. So it's basically my way to do so, and it may not work for you if you like to draw human with floating limbs or balls balls instead of human figures. So maybe you just want to be that type of illustrator and you don't need this video at all. But if you want to learn anatomy as I'm doing right now, stick with me and I'll show you what I've got. And yeah, I have quite some heavy folders, few sketchbooks, and as well I will show you how I've gone from this to this. I like this one. And how in 5 months I've got from this to this. So my anatomy started with basics, even if at that time I didn't realize it. So 2-3 years ago, when I thought that drawing will stick for a longer time with me, I decided to take it a bit further and attend some art lessons or something like that. And that was really the time when I was just getting into the Tumblr, online art communities and stuff. So I wasn't really I didn't really trust online art schools and internet art communities. So I did it traditional way, and I found only one studio in my city and went there. So my art teacher sat me down in front of the cube and told me to draw it. I did, and he laughed because I remember people around me were really serious and concentrated to figure out perspective and volume, while I spent 2 minutes to draw flat, more book-shaped figure. I was thinking flat and everything I draw was flat. At that time I didn't understand why and how I'm gonna learn to draw the stupid cube, and I weren't good in geometry actually. But my mindset was that I'll only become an artist if I'll go there step by step, starting with drawing boring stuff, and maybe if I'll perfect them, I can move to doing what I really want. Yes, that's stupid. And of course, I did side paintings and draw some stuff in sketchbook like once per 3 weeks or once per month, but yes. If I knew what I know now, I would definitely draw cubes, but not the entire freaking time and not in that boring way. By the way, I quit those lessons after half a year of practicing my cubes. Now I'm cube master artist. So the best way for me now to learn this type of things is to do a 100 things challenge, like as a side drawing along with my regular sketching and painting. So for me, it all looks now more like a ride in elevator than going up stairs. And because I know that I don't need to take each single step by step, I feel more relaxed in my art journey. Instead, when I see that I lack some certain skill, I just return to floor one. I just go to the basics and level it up. level it up. And then something else is catching my eye and I go to fix that. So I always and constantly learn different art related stuff, but it is still, yeah, it's I don't need to perfect one thing to move on to another. And also the idea is that to create art, I would better know how to draw in general than have a concept to draw a leg when I'm just mastering hands. So you get where I'm going with it, right? Like I've seen a lot of artists that have poor anatomy skills, but still their art is good because they have a good coloring and etc. And this that I just decide that I want to have shape and volume over everything else first. So that is why I think my sketches are better than the finals, because I don't I'm not so good in coloring yet, but I think I'm enough in shapes and volume. Okay, let's go back to topic. So drawing cubes teach me how to think in 3D, to think about volume and perspective, and that each single thing is always turned and positioned somehow in space. So do we viewers. And what will end up on paper should depend not only on object itself, but as well on how are we positioned. So for example, if shorter and taller artists will draw what they see, that will be two different artworks. And when I'm explaining this to you, it is obvious and simple, but I remember how each realization came to me during that cube drawing, and it was truly fascinating how I never could not know this obvious and simple stuff. Okay, and if now I would want to return to drawing cubes or bottles or schools, I would definitely do just 10 sketches a day for 10 days, because in the end I will have 100 cubes and bottles and schools. Um, the one thing that I would do obviously is getting myself a physical object, because I learned that having physical shape is better than imagining how this shape would turn and how I think the shape really looks like. So getting myself a physical object like a Rubik's Cube or shoebox, and I will be able to draw what I see and not what I think I would see. By the way, great tip is to rotate the page to see whether the cube looks like cube from all sides. And if it still sounds boring to you, check the Kantaya on YouTube. I would leave her a link below. She's awesome artist, and in her sketchbooks tours, you can spot really cool drawings of people with boxes or well cubes instead of a head, and that is because cube is the basics of all simplest shapes. It's the basic of the head, pelvis, and rib cage, and she managed to incorporate it into the drawing and make it look interesting. Okay, also with time, your eyes will be artistically stronger and you will be able to see why one cube is better than the other. And the same for human drawing. You will learn to see that something is wrong, and if it has anything to do with volume or perspective or proportions, you will know how to fix that. So I draw those, okay, for 6 months, then I quit, then some time passed, then I was trying to get into more illustrative style, then I was trying to figure out how to draw a head, then some time passed, then I quit drawing for almost all summer, then I get back to it and establish some kind of routine and tried, I think that from autumn that I tried to draw almost every day. And that's when I said to myself that I suck at drawing humans and I need to somehow fix it. So part 2 of this exciting journey begins. I started searching all around for tutorials and Tumblr posts and YouTube video on anatomy, and found a book that showed how to build a figure. I learned that it should be either 7 or 8 heads tall for the figure and move on. Then the sticky figures come, and I'll tell you what. Everybody draw them differently, like for real. Like, what the hell? Why? Who should I listen to? So I somehow managed to stop on one Russian YouTuber that called Vera Velichko, and she made really long live streams on YouTube where she criticized stickies that people draw and was helping and explaining why something won't work and how should it work. And I was watching her live streams, and combined with every single info that I gathered from various sources, these are the things that I look out for when I draw my stickies. So first of all, I have general idea how I want my bodies to look like and how not look like. I want them semi-realistic, but not smooth like Disney drawings, and not sharp like some kind of those character designs based on geometry. I bet you saw those. So I am moving towards the style for the human figures that Prince Canary, Danica Sills, and Siobhan Chiffon figures has. Second thing is that about the proportions, there are some rules that I will need to write down and remember something holy. Like, upper body for me will be 3.5 heads. Lower body is 4.5 heads. We're still talking about my goal anatomy. And if I will check constantly with the head, I won't have problems with rib cage or legs or head being too big or too long or too small, because everything is based on that upper one head, because everything else I count in heads. The third thing is that those things don't change if the figure is sitting, standing, or in perspective. So it's even if it's turned. I just need to count those heads along the body and put them in perspective as well while checking myself, not just, vertically. And below I will leave the link to a picture that helps, and to Saikra Yasin video, which is amazing and explains as well how it works and better about this. And fourth step is that Saikra Yasin also have a tremendously helpful tip which is to block in the space where the figure would be. So if you want to draw a figure with the hand up and both legs wide away standing, you draw a triangle and put human inside. And if you will master this, you won't have the problems where your legs aren't, where you don't have space for your legs because you already draw human for whole page. So you basically will learn how to position human in the space that you want without hands or head stick out unnecessarily. It's really helpful with complicated poses actually. Fifth tip for myself is that I draw head as a circle when it's looking up or down, and at the circle and a half or egg shape when it's looking to the side or front. Sixth thing is about arms, hands, and feet. So elbows should be near the belly buttons, wrists near sides. Those things change depends on perspective. Depends on whether you hang your hand up or down or front or back. But foot is actually always the size of length from elbow to wrist. So you can check yourself. That's really cool. Seventh thing is that hands are attached to a circle and shoulders are movable. So for example, relaxed figure have shoulders down and tense figure more uppers. You should notice it by the way you yourself is acting. Moving to the number 8. Line is better curvy because it gives more movement and life. And if we're talking about head, ribcage, and pelvis, they usually tilt to different sides. So it's rarely when person sits or stands completely straight because it looks stiff and natural. You can see me drawing pelvis as the panty type figure, and benefit from drawing it exactly like this is that you can um, see exactly how human is positioned and how are you looking at it from front, from back, from the side view. And I know that a lot of artists don't stress enough with it, they just draw circles. But the benefit from doing it the harder way is that it gives you a clearer and cleaner image of which position you're actually trying to draw. And the tenth and the last one for me is that I try to do one solid line. If you like hairy sketch, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. It is a relaxing and to give you more freedom. I know it by myself, but only if I know how to do a solid and confident line already. My voice cracking. Okay, because knowing it or trying to learn this type of confident and solid line teaches me to put force, line, intention into those line, and teaches my hand to work in science with my head to get and make the exact line in the exact direction that I want it with just one line and not 50, 100 ones. And where to draw stickies from. Don't draw them from life yet, because it will probably make you nervous and frustrated and you won't be able to focus on task, especially if those people don't know that you're drawing them, and they will move and they will go and they will then poke their interesting eyes into your sketchbook. I would suggest using a quick post or any similar website. Just leave me a comment and I will share a huge amount of different ones with you. And what is more, most of these websites have time restrictions, and time is such a valuable thing. Don't waste half an hour to make that one sticky bastard look perfect. Moreover, when I'm time limited, my eyes learn to see properly because I'm putting mind aside, focusing on getting what I see without overthinking and overanalyzing it. And I just need a drop of conscious to understand, to get the pose itself, and that's it. Just then draw and practice. If you're drawing from Instagram or Pinterest pictures or Tumblr pictures, preferably to choose the ones with naked or almost naked people. I mean, like, you're an artist, get used to naked people. Because clothes can trick your eyes, or you can draw from photos of yourself, because then you know your body, because you know your body best, and that is always a good choice. If you really want to try drawing from life, either go to art life posing classes or get yourself in front of the mirror. And basically, that's it what I have to say for today. I will post more videos on this topic because I learn constantly and I want to share and discuss it with you. So it's definitely not a tutorial, but rather video updates on my current progress in anatomy. I've already planned out the next one where is more meat in the bones. I definitely did grow out of stickies faster than I thought, and I did something like 16 A4 pages in 3 days and some drawings in sketchbooks. So it's something like 100 to 200 stickies. I don't know. I'm bad with numbers. So I would love if you will leave your comments and tips and discussion down below, and also I will leave ton of links and stuff for you. Carry your own thing and see you soon. Goodbye.